Starting in 2009, 4 Turkic-speaking countries began meeting regularly in hopes of forming a bloc connected by a shared history to tackle challenges in the present. Now that group has transformed into the Organization of Turkic States, comprising Türkiye, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan, where leaders are gathering for their latest summit. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan addressed the regional meeting, saying the organization should develop a common security concept to tackle the risks and challenges facing member states.
We should increase our cooperation on regulating and stopping irregular migration. In this sense, I think it is important that we develop a common security concept and keep having security meetings.
The organization also welcomed its newest observer member, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. The TRNC has been mired in a decades-long dispute with Greek Cypriots to the south after the island was divided along ethnic lines back in 1974. Its inclusion as an observer member to the Turkic-speaking bloc follows years of efforts by Ankara to get Turkish Cypriots more international recognition. So how will the Organisation of Turkic States confront the many regional security and economic challenges facing Central Asia and the Caucasus? And to discuss it further, I'm joined by Erika Marat, a professor at the College of International Security Affairs of the National Defense University in Washington, D.C., and Ahmet Keser. He is an associate professor of political science and international relations at Hasan Kalyoncu and joins us from Ankara. A warm welcome to you both, and thanks for joining me on Straight Talk. So, Erika, what's the most significant outcome of this summit, you think?
I think it's an exciting development that nations are uniting together. And if they have a more clear plan about what they will do, how will they integrate economically, politically, culturally, and if they're able to come up with a joint goal just beyond aligning along identity issues, that would be fantastic. Mm-hmm. I think economic integration is important.
So you don't think they have a clear target in here?
I don't think they have a clear target. I think the organization is, of course, aligned along identity issues, the Turkic identity issues, which is a great development. It's long overdue. But I also skeptical about the organization's future because it seems like the major triggering point for their alignment has been the war in Ukraine, Russia's war in Ukraine. Mm-hmm. And if they align against Russia implicitly, then once the war is over, will the organization sustain? And it would be important to see what else can they build on their alignment in order to become a sustainable organization.
So, Ahmet, what's your take on that? I mean, the state heads also expressed willingness to strengthen the organization to become an economic and security grouping. What are the major geopolitical, economic, and institutional hurdles to reach this target?
I think, first of all, we have to mention that the most important and the most significant outcome of this summit will be the full participation of Turkmenistan as a full member to the organization, mm-hmm. and acceptance of Northern Cyprus Turkish Republic as an observer status.
Yes.
So this is good for recognizing, at least on the way to the recognizing Northern Cyprus Turkish Republic as an independent state, at least within this organization. Concerning your question, I think this organization has started as a cooperation council in 2009, then extended its memberships starting from 4 countries like Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Turkey, then participated Uzbekistan and Hungary as an observer state, yes. and Uzbekistan as a full member. Now, I think they are trying to carry the cooperation, being an organization, and not only on the economic or socio-cultural issues, also on the security baseline, I think. And yes. This is also another improvement, I think.
So, Erika, this is Turkish President Erdogan's 3rd trip to Central Asia in less than 2 months. How much you think importance is Ankara attaching to this region, especially, as you've mentioned, given the volatile situation happening in the world right now with the Ukraine conflict and tensions in the South Caucasus?
Without doubt, Turkey has emerged as a major geopolitical player in South Caucasus and Central Asia over the last couple of years. So the war in Ukraine, of course, plays a role in how Turkey is able to negotiate with Russia and also supports Ukraine in some instances and Russia in other instances. But there were other events that happened in both regions in South Caucasus and Central Asia that increased Turkey's importance in both regions. So the war in Nagorno-Karabakh and the fall of 2020, where Turkey emerged as an important player and supporting Azerbaijan and also helping to end the conflict. And then also in the conflict between Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, was Turkey supporting Kyrgyzstan, was selling or promise of selling drones to Kyrgyzstan. So yeah, absolutely. Turkey is now a really major player in Central Asia, along with now Russia and China as well.
So, Ahmet, how would Central Asian countries' willingness to diversify their foreign relations away from Moscow and Beijing play out? I mean, what are the challenges and risks here?
Of course, when we talk about these countries, most of them are ex-Soviet countries, and they have close connections with Russia, coming from the history. But now we see that they are trying to act at least as possible as much to be dependent from those countries because of the pressure coming from the West. And I think this organization, with these kind of summits, help them to find solutions for the problems, especially in between them. For example, we experienced one of them. There was a problem in the Caspian Sea for sharing the oil resources between Azerbaijan and Turkmenistan.
Yes.
But they found a solution at the beginning of 2021, and that area was called at Dostluk area, which has 60 million tons of reserves in that area, and it was peacefully found a solution.
Yes.
So I think this organization gives this kind of opportunity for the countries to find solutions for these kind of problems, so they can see their future clearly, I think, in
Yes.
this way.
And at this point, it hasn't even been determined if Caspian is a sea or a lake. So, Erika, what are the shared interests, you think, between Türkiye and the member states when it comes to developing Eurasian connectivity? What's at stake for both sides?
So the countries definitely, all the Turkic countries definitely want to increase their trade with Turkey and with Europe potentially. And organization absolutely provides this opportunity. And I think there is a fair amount of excitement, both in Central Asia and South Caucasus, about this new, the new life, the new energy that organization is bringing. And yeah, it is an effort as well to diversify partnerships. So not to be too dependent on Russia, not to be too dependent on China, and to be and try to build relations with other partners in the region.
So, Ahmet, what would strengthen Eurasian connectivity mean for Russia, China, and Iran and their influence in the region since tensions between Baku and Tehran have been rising?
I think some initiatives like Belt and Road Initiative, or diversifying the energy resources by Turkey, or transformation of Turkey into a national gas hub might help to find solutions for these kind of problems. But most of the countries in the region have experienced that if they gain Turkey's support, as in the case of Azerbaijan-Armenian conflict, this may give them a power to find solutions for their problems. So I think this will affect Iran as well. And Iran is also engaged in this civil kind of conflicts and internal conflicts, which is ongoing now. That's why I think it's time for all other countries diversifying the energy resources, trade resources, and just strengthening the ties in between them. And also, of course, they will go on trade and economic relations with China and Russia, but without being totally dependent on these countries.
So, Erika, are you of the view that Russia is losing its grip on these countries? And if so, what kind of opportunities and risks, does the current regional environment offer for them?
I absolutely think that Russia is losing its grip, and there is a widespread realization in societies in Central Asia and South Caucasus, including in countries like Armenia that are traditionally pro-Russian, and among political class, the leaders, that Russia is not this friendly, benevolent neighbor who is ready to unite those countries along joint security interests and security structures or economic organizations like the CSTO or Eurasian Economic Union. But it's a really dangerous neighbor who is, if Ukraine falls, hopefully not, then Russia is a real military risk to countries like Kazakhstan or even Azerbaijan, Georgia. So yeah, there is absolutely this realization 30 years after the collapse of the Soviet Union, and I see it as the real fight, the real move for independence from the old colonial master.
All right, Ahmet and Eric, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much for joining me on Straight Talk.